Well, the Angel Project is an experience, personal, something that happened to me way back in secondary school. I think that was my SS2, an experience I had. And it's like I feel it is time to talk about it, in details, and share with the world. Angels. This happened SS2. For those of us who grew up in Nigeria, you should understand our sporting events in school, which we call inter-house sports. So in my school then, UDSS, University Demonstration Secondary School, Uniport, for those of you who schooled in Port Harcourt, you should know about that. We normally had inter-house sports. So particularly this particular year, we had a disturbance, group of people who came, to, as usual, create some panic and all that. So the following year, I asked myself, do we allow this to happen again? So we're having our morning devotion in school, as we call it, before school starts, we come together to pray and all of that. So morning assembly. So I led the assembly that morning and I said a prayer. A simple prayer to God. I said, Lord, send your angels to keep the peace, for this event that's about to take place. And blah, 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 other things happened. But that simple prayer. So we went back for rehearsals, practice, and what have you. So a day before the event, I had a dream. And in this dream, 3 men, this is how it all began. I had a dream, and in that dream, we were in school. I was in class, and somebody walked up to me like, the principal wants to see you. And I was like, for what? I don't know. So I went to the principal's office. On getting to the principal's office, I saw these huge-looking men dressed in the Nigerian police uniform, black upon black. And they had chevron, to the right and left of their shoulders, 3 each, as we'll call it, sergeant. So the principal looked at me and looked at them and said, these men are here for you. And I said, okay, you're welcome. And I turned to them, saying welcome to them. And they said, we came to keep the peace. And I said, okay, you're welcome. And I woke up. As usual, when you have a dream like this, you don't remember it when you wake up, but it's ingrained in your subconscious. So we all went to school that day, getting ready for the event, all whatever. Long and short of it, we had a peaceful event, that no disturbance whatsoever. And so I was about the last person to leave school that day after packing up and all that. So hitchhiking from school to where I will get transportation to go back home. For those of you, if you know UDSS and you grew up in Port Harcourt, you went to Uniport, you will understand what I'm talking about better. From where the school was to where I could get a vehicle, the area is called Delta Park. So hitchhiking from school. As I was moving from the playground or where we had the event and moving towards Delta Park where to get a vehicle or transportation home, I was running and I got to the principal's office. And somehow, I don't know if it's coincidence, my government teacher, Mr. Paulie is his name, saw me from that distance. he raised his voice and said, "AMACHREE." I turned. Obviously, I knew he was the one calling because I could recognize his voice. And he said, "Thank you for the prayer. It worked." The minute he said that, instantly I saw those men again, the 3 men, and I heard that we came to keep the peace. You know, it played out in a, should I say, split second. Everything came together. That happened way back. But recently I started having this feeling, if the best way to describe it is like, I still sense them around, the angels. So the story of Elijah and his servant Gehazi, when the Syrians came to him, and that experience, he woke up in the morning and went out and saw this huge military, outpost around him. And he was like, what's this? He called his master. His master smiled and said to him, "Only if you know those who are for us." And he prayed to God, was like, let him see. And his eyes were open and he saw the mountains filled with angels. Reading that scripture again, that experience came to me. And all I could say to myself, just like those of us who have seen the movie Quantumania, there is a dimension so large, so real, so bigger than all of us. The angelic dimension. They are all around us. But if God gives you the grace to see them. I have seen them, and that is why I want to share this with you again. That's what angel is all about. For they who are with us are more, just like what scripture tells us. He who is with us, the company, he is with us. He, Jehovah, is with us. Then imagine everything that concerns him, his essence being all around us. If we could see it, we will be comfortable. We'll have this confidence. Our strides, our steps will be bold. That's what angel is all about. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.